Hi everybody, we're back again.
Back with our most exciting product, the Lumos Ultra.
Again, I'm Cyrus and standing next to me is Beryl.
First of all, we would like to let everyone know that Lumos Ultra is now live on Kickstarter.
Yes, we went online just 2 days ago and now we've reached more than $3 million pledged.
So exciting, and today we are going to show you more beautiful projects that we can do with Lumos Ultra.
Okay, like what?
I think the most impressive thing about Lumos Ultra is its ability to work with crystal and glasses. You know how we girls, we love the bling.
Yep.
And so for example, it can do crystal engraving. So whether it's on the surface, subsurface, or relief engraving.
Yes, like the crystal ball in inner engraving and rotary engraving for wine bottles, champagne glass, or even small glass jars.
Yeah. And Lumos Ultra can do 5 different types of crystal or glass engraving: 2D, 2.5D, 3D, and surface engraving.
Plus our very own exclusive 3D textured inner engraving, which is unique to recreate.
So tell us a bit more, how we are able to do it.
Well, the engineers, they spent a lot of time trying to improve the minute details in crystal inner engraving. And they finally came up with an ingenious solution.
Which is?
Well, to spare you the details, they got inspired by the algorithm from 3D gaming engines to achieve this level of detail.
So sounds very cool. And Cyrus, aside from the UV capability, what impressed you most?
Well, we just talked about what UV can do, but for me, I think Lumos Ultra's integrated MOPA module is not just a groundbreaking design, but adding the ability to work with metals is just phenomenal.
You like color engraving?
Yes. Whether it's solid color engraving, iridescent engraving, and I'm really impressed with the 3D relief engraving details of metals, whether it's a Zippo lighter or a commemorative coin.
Yes, we demonstrate 2 kinds of color engraving on metals last time, plus crystal inner engraving of a beetle.
And for this week, right now, both Lumos in front of us, they're working hard doing 2 projects.
Yes, we have gotten started before the show because the project itself takes a longer time to do. And on this machine, we are doing a relief engraving on a perfume bottle using the UV module.
And on this one, we're doing a relief engraving on an aluminum coin with MOPA module. It's going to be my lucky coin.
So after these are done, we are also going to demonstrate the accessory for Lumos Ultra, including the rotary and slide extension.
Yes, there's literally so many things you can do with Lumos Ultra. It's unbelievable. Color engraving on metal, relief engraving on both on the crystal, wood, metal.
Like rotary engraving on wine bottles, on Stanley tumblers, batch engraving, all done through the same machine.
It's really like a one machine ecosystem.
And only Lumos Ultra can do it. This is the first and only laser system in the industry that integrates UV and MOPA in one single workflow.
Well, first thing first, this is our first ever UV laser, and this is our first ever MOPA laser.
So Cyrus, I know both of us were not too familiar with this laser technology a year ago, and I think many of our audience are on the same boat as well.
Yes, probably, because like we didn't know much about MOPA or UV before they start working on this. So since UV and MOPA are both quite recent, really new technologies, they're unlike diode or CO2. I think we owe you a little bit of explanation.
Yes. So Lumos Ultra Excel comes with a UV laser inside, and UV is one of the most advanced laser technology on the market today.
It's the only code processing laser that is available at a consumer-friendly price point. Other code processing lasers like picosecond or femtosecond lasers, they can cost as much as a small car.
Yeah, exactly. And since UV is a co-processed laser, which means there will be no burn, no char, no scorch mark, which makes it perfect for high intensity engraving on delicate surfaces.
A prime example of this would be 3D relief engraving on wood. With a diode laser, you can see burn marks, but UV doesn't really burn or scorch. Maybe we can show the rabbit and that thing to the audience.
So we have previously we have done these things. You can see it's really beautiful. Really beautiful. We have done on both sides. We have tests on the woods and stuff.
And the rabbit?
And the rabbit is here. So you can see there is no char, no scorch. Very beautiful, delicate engraving.
So what is UV also capable of?
UV is also very capable of another thing too, like engraving on glass and crystal, because it's like a co-processing laser, so it won't break the glass, which is perfect for me being a witch.
Yes.
The crystal.
Yes.
The crystal ball.
Crystal ball.
Yeah.
There's no, heat, chemical reaction. Yeah.
It's like taking a carving knife instead of a blowtorch.
Okay. And actually, the UV, it uses a process called photochemical ablation. Yes.
Yeah.
And so it does not really use heat, but it uses photons, not proton, photons to directly break down molecular bonds.
Yeah. So yeah, witch.
Yes.
Magic.
Yes. Crystal ball.
Yeah. So again, we like UV for its co-processing. Can you tell us something about the MOPA?
Well, this here is the MOPA module. It's the second most advanced laser technology today. It's an optional but really strongly recommended partner to the Lumos Ultra.
Yeah, so you can think of it like this. UV is the do everything laser, the co-processing expert that is compatible with most materials.
UV can mark anything, clean, quick, and precise.
And MOPA is the metal mastery, color, depth, and control.
Yep. So it can do metal engraving and cut through thin metals up to 3 or 4 millimeters thick.
Yes. So MOPA is actually a type of fiber laser that gives us a precise control over pulse frequencies and duration.
And that's why it can create oxide layers to control how the light reflects off the metal, which looks colorful to the human eye.
So, and our MOPA, so Ultra's MOPA unit actually comes available in 2 flavors. One is 60 watt and another is 100 watts.
So the difference there is efficiency. They can achieve mostly the same results, but the 100 watt can do it quicker.
So if you want something done quickly and smoothly, the 100 watt is definitely the way to go.
Yeah, and combining these two cutting-edge laser technologies together, Lumos Ultra is capable of more than 10 different laser processes.
I know there is surface and subsurface crystal engraving, precision and cold engraving.
And there are two types of color engraving, black marking, deep and relief engraving, and even metal cutting.
I don't think there is any other laser out there on the market that can do so much. So many material that it can work
Yes.
on.
That is exactly what our engineers set out to do, giving the best technology with the best value for money. And don't forget about speed and precision. We're gonna do business cards a little bit later, and also the rotary engraving of a glass. And you can see that they're gonna go work pretty quickly.
Yeah. So when doing relief engraving on brass, cotton, and crystal, it takes about like half time than the normal fiber laser.
Yeah, it's quite amazing. That's really impressive. And all of this in a much, much quieter workflow.
So it's interesting that you mentioned workflow, Cyrus, because with Lumos Ultra, everything is done like in a one seamless workflow.
Yes. One Lumos Ultra is like a few different lasers rolled into one.
Yeah.
Since there's no other brands offering UV and MOPA in an integrated footprint.
So with Ultra's UV and MOPA, all you need to do is connect it once when settling up for the first time. And then you can forget about it.
I think,
This one's done.
yeah, I think this one's done.
Yeah.
Maybe we can take it out.
Yeah.
Remember to use the flashlight to show the camera.
Yes. Okay. Ooh,
Oh, nice.
nicely done. So let me put
Do you-
down my
do you have-
phone. Yeah. Let me get my phone out. And let's get the flashlight ready.
I think this is going to be done
Yeah.
soon too.
You can see that it's very beautiful. Yeah. Very delicate details. If you touch it, you can feel the groove of it.
Yes.
Very beautiful.
So about connecting, you know, the MOPA into the UV module,
Yeah.
you only need to do once. So set it and forget it. And after that, whenever you switch between materials like laser, like crystal to metal, all you need to do is to change the field lens. And then just click once on the software to switch.
Yeah. So the field lens here is a standard practice when you are using a hybrid laser. So the green one is for crystal inner engraving. The purple one is for flat or cylindrical engraving. And the red one is for MOPA,
inside.
which is installing right inside of it.
Yes. And don't worry, there's automatic lens detection on our software. So if you install the wrong one, the app will let you know.
And let's talk about our software, the Recreate Make It. Aside from thousands of ready-to-make projects, 500 different forms covering various languages, now we are also providing AI-generated content.
Yes, exactly. In the current version of our software, you can generate 2D images with AI, but for Ultra, we'll be upgrading this to even 3D models.
Yes. So now you can import a normal image like a JPEG, then ask the AI to generate a 3D model for crystal inner engraving.
That's really cool, right?
Yeah.
Of course, if you don't have an image on hand, you can also type in text. For example, you can type in golden retriever, and our software will generate a 3D model of a golden retriever.
So now this is something that you only can happen in 2026, because even 2 years ago, it will be hard to imagine finding a royalty-free 3D model for crystal inner engraving so easily.
Yep, exactly. So now I can generate an Asian version, my version of Brad Pitt, let's say.
Okay, I will totally ignore that. Shall we move on to the accessories?
Okay, sure. Today we're demonstrating rotary engraving and batch engraving, and we'll tell you a little bit about our conveyor too. But first, is this almost done? Let's check.
Yes.
Okay. I hope this turns out fine. Ooh, nice.
Ooh, nice. Your lucky coin.
Yes. Wow, so hot. Very hot. Okay. Okay, so this is the coin. It's an aluminum coin, that's why it's silver. Last week let me show some of the close-up for the other coins too. This is very nice. This is metal cutting and relief engraving.
The buckle.
And this is something new that we made. It's a belt buckle. And earlier we mentioned Zippo lighters. We showed this last time, but maybe there's some audience who joined this week. So these are all, you know, engraved with Lumos Ultra. So next we're gonna put the this is the rotary, right? No, this is the okay. First we're gonna switch. So this is the field lens. Just keep in mind when you change it, it's a little bit, it's not heavy, but there's a little bit of mass to it.
Yeah.
So we should change this one. This is the purple one. It's the all-purpose. So again, the purple is basically
everything.
Yeah.
UV, flat and cylindrical, engraving.
And then the green one is UV.
Inner engraving.
Okay, now it's tight. And then, okay, let me install this. Okay, first we gotta put on these two stubs onto the two outlying holes.
There will be a little markers on the base plate, so you know exactly where the screws and the base
Yes.
goes in.
And then there are also two holes here.
Yeah. So now we just slot it in.
Ah, feels nice.
And then we just plug in the from the back. Okay, one slider.
So let me put this. These are aluminum name cards.
So for the best result, you can do a little jig like this. So you can perfectly place every car in the place for max efficiency.
Yep. And that's okay. And then for this one,
Yeah.
okay, so now I'm gonna install this rotary attachment. All right, with using these little screws and this little tool.
The installation is actually quite easy.
It's really easy. It's just two screws screwed in.
Yeah.
Remember back in the days with Vision, there's a lot more steps involved actually.
It's fairly pretty quick as well. That's how we make it the easiest rotary. But Ultra just like elevates everything.
Yes, exactly. So now it's already done.
Yep.
Less than 15 seconds. So, okay, let me get the, we're doing a full wrap engraving of a glass jar. So all you need to do is to align and then okay, I think it's
Lock in.
fine now.
Right.
Yeah.
So then we just need to like install the cable.
Yes, please.
Neat. Done.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. So now we'll move on to the computer. Okay, here we go. Okay, so now we're gonna import the file. Today we're gonna do the glass jar, and it's taking a little bit of time. But yeah, we're doing a reindeer, sort of a reindeer graphic on a glass jar. Okay. I wonder why it's taking so long. Okay, finally. Okay, we got that. So there's a little bit of extra graphic at the bottom. We're gonna delete that. And then, okay, we're gonna switch the mode to laser cylindrical. And then we've already measured the diameter. It's 85. So we input that in. And then we click on refresh to see the graphic actually on the material. So this one is upright position. It's not upside down, so we don't need to do a rotate, 180 rotate. And then for the power, we're gonna do 100, speed 100, and then the line density. Okay, yeah, the line density we're gonna input 300, and the frequency is gonna be 45. Yeah, 3D preview. So take a quick look. We don't want to do too big of a graphic because it will take too long. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Okay. Okay, then next we press start. All right. And then next we're gonna do the name card on batch engraving. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and do the business cards batch engraving. So first we import the image. This is a business card design for recreate, and then we switch to the auto slider working mode. And then first we press initialize. The initialize function, it sort of calibrates the whole slide extension, because you don't know if the slider has been moved during transportation or when it's in storage. This is sort of to calibrate the starting and ending position. And once it's done, we click on refresh to view the whole canvas. So what it's doing right now is the slider is moving left and right to try to take the whole picture of the whole canvas. So this will take just a little bit of time. Okay, and now the image is out now. So first we put the graphic on the top left, the starting material, and then we try to do an array creation. So we already measured it before, so now we just input these numbers. So there's a total of 7 columns, and the spacing is 13. Column spacing 13, and then row spacing is 18. There are 2 rows. It's nice to know that the computer is thinking and communicating with the machine. Okay, so the parameters. First of all, we do line engrave and then 100 power, 200 speed, and 48 frequency. Single pass. And then we press start to send the file over. This could take a little while too. Okay, so both files have been sent to the machines.
Yeah.
And now we can press start and then let them do the thing.
Shall I lower the shell of this one?
Yeah, but not all the way. Just,
Okay.
this is to protect the eyes of the
Okay.
camera. So
3,
2,
2,
1.
1. Started.
So exciting. Okay, so we're back to the live stream, right?
Yeah, sure. So let's talk about a little bit about this accessory. And so our rotary here for Lumos Ultra is still capable of doing one-pass full wrap engraving, just like our other laser machines.
Yep. Our unique design allows for the rotary to be installed on its own, right here, for smaller items such as rings, heart bracelets, small cups, on top of a slider extension to increase the engraving area. So you can do like wine bottles and baseball bats, right?
Yes. And this is our slider extension, which expands your canvas size by 4 times.
When using the slide extension with the rotary attachment, it allows for full wrap engraving on 40-ounce Stanley tumblers.
Yes. And we are also working on an auto conveyor that works just like how it sounds. It uses continuous rolling to support a batch engraving.
Yep. For example, you can place items like coins, keychains, or dog tags on the conveyor, and the camera can automatically recognize them for repeated engraving cycles.
So we will demonstrate the auto conveyor in a future live stream.
So it's almost time we talk about what's on everyone's mind, pricing and bundles.
Oh yeah. So I think again the key approach here is early, because early birds gets the room, right, Cyrus?
Yes, Sparrow. Right now there's still some super early birds and early bird bundles on Kickstarter.
And yes, if you have paid for a $15 deposit before April 21st, you can get another $300 of rewards.
And if at the end you decide not to get Ultra, which would be a pity for us, you can get the $50 back, no questions asked.
So Lumos Ultra is truly the bargain of the century. It's the laser machine that offers the best value you can get.
So to put it in perspective, if you go for a friendly competitor brand that starts with a C, it's $7,600 for a UV and a 60-watt MOPA. And if you go for the 100-watt MOPA combo, then it costs more than $10,000.
Yeah, and if you go for another friendly brand that starts with an X, that will be almost 10 grand for a 60-watt MOPA.
Yeah, it's steep. So all that compares to our 60-watt MOPA plus UV of just around 5,800. So it's $5,790, and also additional 300 off if you had paid for the deposit.
And yes, so for the 100-watt MOPA plus UV, it's only $6,919. So even our most powerful bundle is cheaper than our competitors' basic bundle.
Not only are you saving a lot of money, you're also saving your desktop space by just having one machine
instead of 2.
Yes.
So plus you can save a lot of time when switching between different lasers. All you need is just changing the fuse length.
Yep. So also, we'd like to mention that the super early bird discount is only applicable to limited bundles. So please look carefully on Kickstarter.
Yes. And for those who doesn't want to pay a big sum upfront, there is also an installment plan offered by Kickstarter.
That is the Pledge Over Time program.
Yeah.
The full payment will be split into 3 equal interest-free payments, and your order will be fulfilled once the final payment has been made.
So check out Lumos Ultra on Kickstarter and back us today.
Please continue to support us, and now let's get ready for our Q&A session.
So check out Lumos Ultra on Kickstarter and back us today.
Yeah, before we move on to the Q&A session, let's take a closer look at some of the nice finished products that we have.
Yes, we have done this really interesting thing with Lumos Ultra. Like this one here is like using metal cutting and the relief engraving. You can see very detailed, very beautiful. Amazing.
I love
And,
pretzel.
yeah, I can see that. And this is also like thin metal cutting and really detailed engraving.
And then this is actually one of our colleagues, designers, who is really into like graffiti art. Yeah.
I know we have mentioned the color engraving, so let's just showcase one more time. You can see the color shifting, very beautiful details. Kind of like a magic.
And then we're using plastic wrap to protect it because it will get oxidized and
Yeah.
the color will fade. So this is a really nice color, like a contrast between a really nice contrast between no color and color.
And of course, as a witch, which is a joke, this is one of my favorite. It's a beautiful inner engraving on the crystal ball. You can see all the details, really vivid, really vivid.
So we got a good look at this before, right?
Yes, we got the good look of this
Maybe
before.
some wine bottles because
Yeah. Oh, I think this one is also interesting as well. It's cut. It's a little metal for your Apple Watch. I guess you can see you can do little details on this. It's really beautiful engraving. Sometimes it's just the most subtle details that matter.
yes. Okay.
The phone case, maybe. Have we showed the phone case yet?
No, not
Yeah.
today. But I think we can show it again.
Yeah. So again, we mentioned before that UV have this ability of co-processing laser. So you can see even like on this, you can see there is no burn, no char, really easy, really beautiful, no like the soot or stuff, and that's easy, really easy for cleaning and stuff. And really beautiful details.
I wonder if this can show. Is this showing up? And then maybe the circular one. This was done using the rotary. Okay, so I guess it's almost time we move on to the Q&A, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, let's take a look. Okay, yeah, we've got a lot of questions today, but we'll also look at some of the questions during the live.
Yeah.
But I think today there's a little bit of network problem, so some people may be noticing some jumps or
glitches.
whatever. Yeah, glitches. Okay, let's go. So the first question: how can I change my selected reward or amount on Kickstarter?
Yeah, so it's easy. So you just log into your Kickstarter and then go to your back projects, and then you select this project and then manage your pledge and then change your reward. So a little bit note, you can only make the changes when the campaign is still alive.
Yes.
Yeah. Will my backer number change if I change the bundle?
So modifying your pledge, it will not change your backer number. You're going to still be remaining on the same order sequence. But if you cancel and re-pledge, then your backer number will change. So we strongly recommend against canceling and then re-pledging, because then your back number will reset, and then your order will be fulfilled at a later date.
Yeah. So there is also many people worry about, or maybe they just kind of like want to know about how does the $300 VIP bonus for the deposit user work.
Okay, so if you had previously paid a deposit on our website, which is the $50 deposit, then you're eligible for a $300 bonus, which consists of the $50 that you paid refunded to you, and plus another $250 of reward or bonus.
Yes.
Yes.
And this VIP bonus is applicable to both the super early bird and the early bird offers. But the process is like you need to pledge now, so you support the project today at the current super early or early bird price during the campaign. And once the campaign is ended, so once it concludes and Kickstarter successfully process all your like pledge, and then we will manually issue a $300 bonus back to your original payment account. So yeah, it will back to your original payment method via the Kickstarter. Yeah. So the result, you will be like you got your $300 bonus back, and you'll just get the sweet deal here.
So, what about, do they need to do anything to get that?
No.
Okay.
Actually, there is no additional action required from your side. We will identify your eligible backers using the mail address associated with your initial deposit. Yes.
Yeah. So, someone asked, I really need this product as soon as possible since I like to start taking orders for relief engraving. Any way I could get it sooner than what's posted on Kickstarter?
Unfortunately, no, because we are sticking to Kickstarter's policy, and we will fulfilling every order in order of the final payment being made.
Yes, we just, we have to follow the rules,
Yeah, and
right?
also there is other people have been waiting on the line, so.
Yeah. So there's a question about the AirGuard Ultra 2.0.
Oh, yes.
I think that's your expertise too. How is it better than our AirGuard Ultra 1.0?
Yeah.
Will it be safer for indoor working? For example, when using the most common materials for UV or MOPA?
This is a great question. So AirGuard Ultra 2.0 is optimized for UV and MOPA laser application because we have made the center pre-filter system like now is like removable. So compared to the 1.0 version, it has a pre-filter system that effectively capture like the big particle like dust. Especially when you are doing glass engraving or metal engraving with UV or MOPA. So which means that because this pre-filter is now have more efficiency in trapping the large particles, and it can also increase the longevity of the main filter because now you can just remove it and use the new one if the older filter is working out. So if you use properly, this combination will provide a reliable level of safety and environment protection for indoor laser processing. So it is still recommended to maintain a good ventilation and standard operational supervision. So if you have bought the 1.0 AirGuard Ultra before, don't worry, because the 2.0 filter is actually worked with 1.0 as well.
Yeah, it's backwards compatible. So that was a pretty long answer, but in short, you can save more money in the long run because the pre-filter traps most of the dust and debris. That's the gist of it.
Yes.
Okay. And then we'll take on some more recent questions. For example, someone asked about the UV's surface life. The UV's surface life is 10,000 hours. The light source is 10,000 hours. But what's even more amazing than that is the MOPA. MOPA has a surface life of 100,000 hours.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty key. And then, can you use the rotary with the conveyor or just a slide? You can only use the rotary with the slide extension because what we do is we take off the top plate.
Yes.
And then you unscrew this part, and then the rotary is actually mounted on the rail here. So
and also there is only the slider is available to mount the rotary, because if you can see the conveyor is just a long smooth bell, you have nowhere to like secure your rotary. So the rotary and slider combo is only work with the slider.
Okay. Let me see if there's any other questions. Okay. Somebody asked about the compatibility with the previous version of accessories, for example, slide extension and rotary, compatibility with the Ultra.
Yeah. Like in the last live, we did say it is workable, it's compatible, but the cable will be a little bit shorter. So we recommend that you get an extension to make it work comfortably and make it more work around like that. But it is workable, yeah.
I think specifically, if you use it with the slider, then you definitely need to have some extension.
Yeah, because you will need more room to move around. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's about it.
Yeah. This is YouTube. Okay, should we try Facebook?
There's not much.
Okay.
Not much to.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think today's Q&A.
Yeah.
Most likely.
So I think that's about it.
Yeah,
And thank you guys for tuning in. And remember to share and subscribe. And please share your projects on our official Facebook group. Yes.
And if you want to see something if you want to see something we done on the next live stream, you can also pitch in our Facebook group and leave us comment. Thank you so much and back us today.
Yes, thank you. Bye.